what we help people purchase using a combination of state and federal funding, they were not able to access those funds prior to the existence of brokerages in 2002. When we opened in 2002, RCO served 125 people immediately. We now serve over 700 people in the counties that we serve. There are over 7,000 people receiving services statewide. These people rely on their services in order to have their daily needs met and to be a functioning part of our society. So we have served a purpose over these 10 years in helping people have a better quality of life and helping our communities to better provide for the needs of some of our most vulnerable citizens.
Further cuts to the brokerage funding, chances are you're going to see some layoffs taking place, personal agents losing their jobs. You're going to see higher caseloads, so that the time that they have to spend with individual customers will be much less. Along with that comes the I guess a lack of ability to respond to people as quickly. We do on a far more regular basis than we would like. We do have people running out to respond to abuse allegations and crisis situations. We have a good balance right now where people still have the ability to do that, and the further they get stretched with larger caseloads, the less it's going to be able to happen because they'll be off dealing with something else and not available to address that.
If these folks lose their services through brokerages, if they lose the funding, many of these folks are already in abject poverty. They lose their services and they go from poverty and barely making ends meet, barely meeting their needs, to really being on the streets.
Most of them would be pretty devastated without the support that we provide.
It's been proven that overall, for society, institutions are not the answer for people. They're incredibly expensive. It only leads to people being totally and 100% dependent on government for their livelihood. It separates families and just doesn't allow people to have a quality of life that any of us would want.
It's always much more cost effective to be preventative. And it's not only the right thing to do from my perspective, from an economic perspective, but morally, I think it's the right thing to do to prevent suffering whenever possible.
The brokerage system is fiscally responsible in that we don't have a whole lot of extravagance. We same things we do with customers, trying to make sure we're looking at true necessities. We do the same thing with our own budgets.
We are definitely not what people typically think of as programs using public monies. We are not here to encourage dependence. We're not here to encourage people to only have minimal goals and basically start at a sheltered workshop and work there until the end of their life. Our goal is to promote independence and self-determination.
I think it's important for legislators to recognize that for generations, Oregon has had a social contract with individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families. We've tried the institutional model and we recognize what a terrible life that was for many, many people. Now we have a system where people can stay in their home communities, can go to their local churches, have their own jobs, can go to their favorite places to eat and meet friends. where they are a part of the community. If we continue to cut funding to support service brokerages, we are once again breaking the social contract that we have long held as an important part of being a citizen of Oregon.
And I know how much in the 1 year that I've been on it, how much it's changed my life. I'm able to do more things, I'm healthier, and I've grown a lot socially. And without RCO, that wouldn't have happened.